Hey everyone, Brian from 3 Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Guys, George Miller is 79 years old.
Amazing.
He was 70 years old when he made Fury Road.
Wow.
The last time I saw so much vehicular damage done by a 70-year-old was in a CVS parking lot.
Oh.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas as a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's...
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
My name's the dog, Indiana. I am your father.
So the thing about CVS that drives me nuts is
Receipts?
You can never find what you're looking for there, and they only have like 2 of everything.
They're always being remodeled.
Yeah.
Always.
And they can't decide what they want to be. Do
No.
we want to be a pharmacy or a supermarket or,
A little of both.
a salon, if you will? A salon, maybe?
So many beauty products.
Yeah. But you go in there and they never have what you need.
No.
They just have the other
They have everything,
stuff.
but they don't have everything you need.
And then you go back and
Right.
you go back for that other thing that you saw last week. No, it's gone. But there's that other thing you needed the week. It's a magic store. It's a magic store of pain and suffering.
Ooh.
So I don't mind that CVS joke. I take no offense
All right.
at all. And on that note, hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of 3 Geeky Dads, the show that is a lot like a bad car wreck. Speak of the devil. Horrible yet somehow hard to look at, away from, or listen to in our case, or whatever. And sometimes a helicopter is required, usually to help lift me off the couch. Tito's had to do that a couple of times.
Shout out John Landis.
Shout out John. Whoa. It's so early. But true.
And Tito comes out swinging.
True. The Apollo Creed of podcasts right there. Who am I? I am Mark, and with me, as always, are the other 2 A's to my triple A.
Derek.
And Brian.
And joining us, as always, to say F you to math and the accuracy to our show title, the man who puts the angst in gangster.
Oh.
Interesting. That's
You
good.
like that? Yeah. That's
Like the hooker with the heart of gold.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you. You are. But you're my hooker, Tito. Tito, that's Tito, my hooker, right
me.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of hookers, no. And speaking of...
He's just trying to get by. He's just trying. You know?
how's everybody doing? Before I go on, how are we this week?
It's been a week, but doing
been a
all
week,
right.
doing all right this week. Got a lot going on. The Celtics won. Everybody
Celtics
happy.
won.
The Celtics
You gotta
won.
win
They
like that sometimes.
They got that last home run, and we're all very happy.
That's right.
That's true. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I saw that.
Crazy.
So that's all I've got. Yeah, the Celtics won, and that's our sports segment of the show.
All right.
So we're going to move on. Hey, speaking of AAA, man, are they going to have their hands full with this, our latest movie in our series of four movies, all number 4, all in the number of 4. You know how this is by now, folks. As we talk about the 4th installment in the Mad Max series, Mad Max Fury Road. Fury. I like saying that. Fury. The Fury. But before we put the pedal to the metal and bring this series of 4 to the finish line, our own driver of delicious delicacies, Brian, has prepared us a yummy appetizer to go with our freshly squeezed breast milk.
I've got a food truck of death.
You sure do. You sure do. Brian, the floor is yours.
Can I have my chili Fritos?
Can't have shit, I'm closed, fat boy.
Then give me my money back.
Mama.
Mama!
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Brian.
Tonight's film that we'll be talking about, as Mark said, is Mad Max Fury Road. It was directed by George Miller, the man who guided Mel Gibson through the wastelands of the 3 Mad Max films that preceded it. You would think that a man who came up with such a post-apocalyptic vision couldn't have a softer side, but you'd be wrong. Even though George Miller is known mostly for the Mad Max films, he's also the man behind such family-friendly fare, such as Babe, Pig in the City, and the 2 animated Happy Feet movies. And that got us thinking about some of our other favorite directors who have unexpected movies as part of their filmography.
Very nice. And am I starting off?
You are.
All right, here we go. I'm going with David Lynch and directing The Straight Story.
Had a feeling you'd go there. Good choice.
Yeah, so violence, masochism, misogynism, and backwards talking dwarves are absent from this heartfelt drama.
You'll find none of that here.
Yeah. Drama from Disney as Lynch directs the late, great Richard Farnsworth, playing Alvin Strait in this true story about a man who travels cross-country on a lawnmower, a rider mower, if you will, to see his terminally ill brother. Not only was this a surprise hit, not only was the fact that he's working for Disney, which is just, you wouldn't think it works at all, but there is none of that classic Lynch stuff. It's not super artsy. It's not super out there. There isn't a lot of violence or women in danger, people getting their ears cut off, or red rooms or any of that stuff. But it's more of a, no pun intended, straightforward kind of story with little Lynchian touches here and there, a couple of bizarre characters, and a great score by Lynch regular Angelo Badalamenti, which is beautiful. Co-starring Sissy Spacek and Harry Dean Stanton and Everett McGill, a couple of Lynch regular staple actors. I highly recommend this movie, even if you are not a Lynch fan, much like those who like Dune and don't dig David Lynch movies.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to pick Dune or this.
I was thinking of that, but this was even more of a surprise because it's a Disney movie, first off, whereas working for Dune was more, he needed the money to make Blue Velvet. There's a whole story behind that. He did this because he wanted to show other people he could do something else, and he probably also needed the money, but still. That is my recommendation.
Never seen it, but I've always heard it's really good.
It is an excellent movie.
It's another one that's always on my radar.
It's a slow movie. I mean, it's a guy on a lawnmower through the whole movie, so, you know.
I'm trying to think of who Farnsworth is.
Misery, he's the sheriff who gets his head blown off by Kathy Bates, and he's in a ton of other stuff, too, but those are the only two characters.
You'd know if you saw him.
You would, absolutely. Great in this. This is an awesome film.
His last film?
I think so, yes. I do think so.
Yeah. He died shortly.
Yeah, he was sick during the making of the movie. I seem to remember reading that. Yeah. Check it out.
Cool.
Will do.
Derek?
We had a hard time narrowing down for this one, but I'm going to go with David Gordon Green. Do you guys know who that is?
So, director
David, he's like, did Your Highness and Pineapple Express. He's a big goofy comedy guy.
He's not the guy that also did the new Halloween movie.
Yes, he is.
That's how I know.
He directed it.
So he ended up surprising everybody and made the
remakes?
new Halloween movies. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. So yeah.
I didn't realize he directed Your Highness, but that Danny McBride connection is there. So that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, and he also did the other horror one that he did was the that new Exorcist Believer.
Oh yes,
I haven't
yes
seen
he
that.
did. Yep.
He did that
Oh, I
one.
haven't seen that. That was the
I haven't
newest
either.
with the two little girls.
Yes.
Right.
Yep, I did see
I
that.
remember seeing that trailer.
Yeah.
I
haven't
can't-
seen that
I don't
yet.
fuck with Exorcist movies.
I know that's
Yeah,
not
that's
a
right.
big thing.
That's not your thing.
No.
It's not your jam,
But you
baby.
did like.
He had
Did
a
you
bad
like
experience.
Late Night with the Devil though?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's.
Yeah.
And then there was that one that your friend worked on that we watched
Oh, which
on Shudder.
was like a
another.
Yeah.
I remember you guys
An
talking
exorcism
about it.
movie or
Yeah, it's like a live stream. It's funny because I remember I texted her. I was like, "This is kind of like your movie when Late Night with the Devil came out. They're live streaming a fake exorcism, and a real exorcism happens, and they're getting like ratings through the fucking roof
Right.
through everybody streaming it. And it was cool. It's a cool movie, and it was it went straight. It was on Shudder, and she helped produce it, and she was super proud of it.
Nice.
And I don't remember the name of it. And I love you, Cherie. And I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's the Cleansing Hour.
Cleansing Hour.
The
Thank you.
Cleansing
Yes.
Hour.
Ah,
Yes, it is
yeah.
a
I
good
remember you
movie.
talking about this
Oh,
about a year ago.
But yeah, it's got to be. So I like the Late Night with the Devil. The idea is just so fucking cool, and everybody, he's so good. David Dalmatian is
yeah.
so fucking awesome. That usually, I love actors, so if there's somebody I love in, I'll usually check it out.
Yeah. Yep, he's really good.
Cool.
All right, so my turn. I am going to go with, let me get my notes, Ghost by Jerry Zucker of
Dude, I almost
Zucker,
picked that one.
Zucker and Abrams
Right.
fame.
Yes.
This is 1/3 of the trio behind the zany airplane movies and Top Secret and Police Squad Naked Gun fame. He directed this dramedy about a recently murdered man played by Patrick Swayze, whose spirit remains behind to warn his lover, played by Demi Moore, of impending danger with the help of a reluctant psychic played by Whoopi Goldberg. And hilarity ensues. But
fucking
it's
love that
mostly a drama.
Right.
I remember when this movie came out, and they were like, this is by one of the guys that did the airplane movies. And, nobody thought he had something like this in him.
It's got some dark moments in it, man.
Oh, for sure, with
Totally.
the fucking
It
shadows that
does,
pull
yeah.
people into hell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just crazy.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's the guy who's in Amadeus? He's the teacher in Better Off Dead.
Oh, Chiravelli.
Yeah, that
Yes,
guy.
Yes.
He's
yeah,
the
he
guy on
played
the train.
he played the subway platform ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a creepy looking dude.
He is from Batman Returns, right? He's the guy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
he's the
yeah.
the
Organ grinder?
Yeah, the organ grinder.
Yeah, the organ
Yeah.
grinder, and he was in one of the Bond movies too.
Oh,
as
man.
as a torture doctor.
He's just
He's just got
that
one of
look.
those faces that he's immediately recognizable.
Like a doctor of torture or a doctor that's
Like-
like tortured.
Like no, a doctor,
a doctor that tortures.
a doctor who tortures. Yeah,
What if he's both?
He could be both.
Imagine the possibility.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
It would have to happen to him first in order to pursue that career, I think. anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was tortured as a child.
True.
Yeah.
Probably a bedwetter.
Yeah.
That's the least of it. Did some works on the cat.
That's good.
What's your name? Tito.
I
how
had
about
two.
you?
I'm going with this one though. I'm going Alien 3 by David Fincher.
That's true.
Big fan of his work.
Yeah,
Fight
you mentioned
Club,
that not that long
Seven,
ago.
Zodiac, Gone Girl, The Game. Love his movies. They're all kind of gritty and dark. And this movie is too. Especially a hit. I really like this movie. I thought it was kind of the only way you could go after the second one, is to like scale back, no weapons.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we had all these guns and Marines in the second one. How do we, you go backwards a little bit. It's so well cast. The story isn't great, but I just love everybody in it. Charles S. Dutton is fantastic in this movie. I absolutely love him.
I tell Dean this because he's a staunch defender of this movie, and I'll say it. You don't kill Hicks and Newt lazily.
Especially
Yeah,
off
yeah,
camera.
You just don't do it so
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
That's bad writing.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
That was lazy.
I can
Yeah.
agree with that. I remember the first time I saw it, I was definitely like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It
just
I think
kills that ending.
Yeah.
It just
I think
kills
everybody had
aliens.
that.
It grew on me. The movie had to grow
Did
on
it?
me.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess
it
the
grew on
rest
me.
of it could.
I didn't give it a chance to grow on me, unfortunately. I think I saw it maybe once, and I was like, Ugh.
Kept scratching it off.
Yeah. I even bought the trilogy, and I never watched it. Like, I had the box set of, and I think they were the VHS tapes even, and I just never watched it. I just couldn't.
You know, the logical step would have just, and we've talked about this. We have a whole alien show on this episode, a whole alien episode, rather. You know, the third one, they just bring him to Earth by this time. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Earth. Bring him to Earth.
And what the hell is that smell?
I say. Good choices. Okay, runners up. We have any runners up? I got a few.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see if I can read this. So I got Robert Rodriguez, Spy Kids movies.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Bob C. Clarke, Black Christmas. Did I say yeah? This is Bob. C.
Yeah.
Clarke,
Yeah.
right?
What else
Yeah.
did he do?
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Oh,
And
same guy.
So
Yeah.
I grew up
Okay.
loving A Christmas Story, and it wasn't until much later that I realized he directed one of the first slasher films also on Christmas. So I thought that was kind of cool. Our boy, John Landis, directing Beverly Hills Cop 3. Comedy, but kind of out of
Terrible.
the realm for him. Yeah, terrible.
It's not a terrible movie.
out of the realm. Yeah, making
I did-
terrible movies. John
I did
Landis.
this voluntarily to get you two going. And Woody Allen from Match Point. Woody Allen making a seductive drama, not a quirky, neurotic kind of comedy. This was often dabble in the thriller aspect.
Match Points with Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
And who's the guy?
I can't remember his name.
Is it Jude Law?
Oh, in
Is he
Match
in
Point?
that too?
Oh no, it was
Or
it
Hugh
was a British
Jackman?
actor. He was
He
in
was-
Bend It Like Beckham, right?
He kind of looked like Jude Law.
Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Oh, okay. He's the one who played Dracula
yeah.
in that TV series. And he also was Henry VIII in
That was
this
him, really?
Oh, and the
show that was
Tudors,
on
right?
the
Oh,
Tudors.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there you go.
Nice.
Those are my
Good actor.
I
Yeah, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
I kind of misunderstood the
Boy, here we go.
concept of the appetizer.
Somebody
this week,
didn't understand the assignment.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
somebody
we
didn't do
faxed
this?
you the memo.
Word.
Only because
That's what happens when
I
you
didn't really
spend your
like
day at the beach.
choose individual movies.
Okay.
I kind of just looked at a couple different directors that like they run the gamut. They're all over the place.
Well, that works too. man.
Sam Raimi, who's a big horror guy.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Evil Dead, Drag Me to Hell. But then he did Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. He also did Quick on the Dead, which is a
Yeah.
western.
I love that movie.
Yep.
A Simple Plan, and For Love of the Game, which is a
Kevin
That's what I
Costner
had
baseball
for.
movie.
right. So
Yep.
which is like
A baseball movie.
yeah, and it's like romantic. It kind of
Yeah.
it's my mom watched it. You know?
Yeah.
That
The
kind of thing.
Gift.
Oh yeah,
Remember
blame
The
your mom.
Gift?
I do.
Blame your mom.
My mom watched it that one time.
My mom likes gay porn.
Neil
No-
Jordan.
Neil Jordan, he did a bunch of dramas like Angel, The Crying Game, Michael Collins. He's done horror. We were Company of Wolves.
Yep.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and Interview the Vampire. And then he's done comedies like High Spirits, Breakfast on Pluto, and We're No Angels.
On
We're No Angels is the De Niro and Sean Penn movie.
Yeah,
right?
and it's a
Yeah.
remake.
Of
It's actually a
the
remake of a
Humphrey
movie from
Bogart
the
movie.
60s.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it
well,
was-
I just had Music from the Heart by Wes Craven, and I've got Hugo by Martin Scorsese. We brought that one up
good call,
not
yes.
that long ago.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
real departure from his usual gangster fare and gritty street stories.
It's De Niro list too, which
It's
is rare.
and in his place he's got Borat.
Ben Kingsley and Borat.
Borat.
Yeah, Borat.
Yeah, what's his name there?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Thank you,
Cohen.
thank
Right?
you.
Right? Sacha Cohen Baron.
Sasha Baron
Sacha
Cohen.
Baron
Sacha
Cohen.
Baron Cohen.
SBC.
I only got one. It's Guy Ritchie, and it's Aladdin, the Will Smith one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that he
movie.
directed that until just today.
He directed that
I never
movie,
saw that movie.
which is quite the departure from the rest of the.
Sure is.
season.
And it's the only one
English
that I
gangsters.
don't own of Guy Ritchie.
You own Swept
I love
Away?
Guy Ritchie's. Oh no, I don't have Swept Away.
Okay,
Either.
I've never seen it, but
Yeah.
if you owned it, I probably would.
Maybe I'll get it just to
have it.
My
Yeah.
daughter
To be the completest.
like,
Not a lot.
loved this movie when it came out, so we watched it all the time.
Aladdin.
And then one day I was paying attention. I was like, Guy Ritchie, what the fuck?
So I was
Okay.
paying attention.
All right, child support. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you just gotta make that money.
He had a summer house to
That's
build,
right.
man.
That's
I'm going to
it.
make this movie so I can make The Gentleman and
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah,
That's right.
Operation Fortune, whatever came out right after.
First you do the safe pick, and then you do the yard pick.
That's true. Tiger face, lemon face. No, it's Kevin Smith. That's our appetizer.
That's our appetizer.
Do we have any more? Are we good? Ready for
Yeah,
the
well,
main
Kevin
course?
Smith did Jersey Girl.
That's true. He
Oh,
did.
Kevin
He
Smith.
did.
That's right.
I do like that movie. I'm not gonna lie. That tugs at the heartstrings right here.
I never
Well,
saw
especially
that.
as a dad, as dads with daughters.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, George.
Oh,
it's
we're
got-
all dads with daughters. I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yep.
we are all dads with daughters.
Like-
Yeah.
We should do a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called dads with daughters.
I hate Sydney Sweeney podcast. That's where all dads with daughters.
We hate her father. Dads with daughters, and we'll talk about like women shit.
Something tells me she hates her father too. So.
She talks about her mom a lot. She'll talk about her dad all that.
Well, there you go.
I don't know anything about this woman.
Speculation.
All I know is from the knowledge that has been bestowed on me about her is that she has big breasts.
Yes.
And that is what everybody has told me. That's it.
She does.
I don't know anything
I mean,
else.
they're
She's a good-looking girl.
They're phenomenal. She's a
Are they real? And they're spectacular?
They appear to be.
Okay.
I don't know her personally.
We'll get on that.
Phrasing.
I'd like to have her as a guest on the show.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sydney, if you're out there.
Yeah. Friend of the
show.
Friend of the show.
To three of us anyway.
Frenemy of the show.
Frenemy?
Frenemy of the show?
Yeah, frenemy of the show.
That was like Robert Pattinson.
You guys
was like a
don't have
frenemy
to-
of the show.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
me.
Brie Larson was a frenemy of the show.
Brie
Brie
Larson, frenemy of the
Larson's a
show.
friend.
I love Brie now.
Now you
Yeah.
love Brie.
I love
And
Brie.
Rob,
And
what's
Rob
his name?
Pattinson.
It's a fine
It
cheese.
takes time.
Dude, Rob
takes time,
Pattinson, other than the Twilight movies, can't make a bad movie. He's fantastic.
Oh, he will.
Rob, I love you, man. I'm
Cheers to
sorry.
Rob Pattinson.
Cheers to
All
him.
right.
Friend of the show.
Boy.
Pull it
It
out.
took 5 years.
Pull it out.
No, pour
Oh,
one out.
I heard what he heard.
I heard pull it
I
out.
did too.
I heard what Bride
Oh
heard.
my God.
Okay, pull it out, Rob Pattinson.
It's time,
Pull it
Rob.
out.
Pull it out.
Hey, phrasing.
Don't
Wife's
need any
on her
baby
way home.
vampires. No little
love it.
Batmans
Don't
running
need any
around.
baby vampires.
No, sir.
Let me climb up the bat pole of your love.
Wow, this got disturbing. Here, I'm jumping right into
Yeah,
the
please do.
main
Please
course.
do.
I gotta
George
save-
Miller movie.
I gotta save Derek.
The main
I'm saving Derek with the main course.
All right. One mushroom ravioli.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So, are you sure there isn't anything I can get for you?
No, thank you.
Let me know.
You're really not gonna eat?
No, I'm on a special diet.
When we think apocalyptic movies, we generally have a vision of desolate worlds, withering populations, save a few survivors, dried up lands, crumbling structures, and often limited to zero transportation. However, in the world of Mad Max, it's the vehicles that are front and center, often, as is the road warrior himself, Max Rockatansky, a.k.a. Mad Max, played by Mel Gibson, and essentially the role that put him on the Hollywood map. Gibson, under the direction of Australian director George Miller, created one of the coolest icons of sci-fi action.
Yeah.
In part 4, we see Tom Hardy taking over the role and also taking a back seat. No pun intended. Well, that pun was intended. As the fourth movie introduces us to another cool character named Imperator Furiosa, Leviosa, whatever. It's a great name. Played by Charlize Theron, a character embraced by fans and now gearing up to star in her own film, Furiosa. Clever title. Tonight, we hope you hitch a ride with us as we cruise through the story of Max and Furiosa on an everlasting car chase as they try to survive the tyranny of a skull-faced psychopath and his horde of Billy Corgan on steroid henchmen. Gentlemen, opening thoughts. Oh, that's
Yes,
me.
yes.
I really enjoy this movie. I am a big fan of the Mad Max films. This is this was a trilogy that I loved, and way back then I was a little hesitant because this was another trilogy getting a fourth movie, and it could go south so fast. But it didn't. It was a surprise hit, and I think what made it a surprise hit was they brought another character in. They kept the mythology of Max, but sort of put it on the back burner so they could expand on the world. And I thought that was very clever the way they
And
wrote
they had a
it.
really cool story.
Yeah, the story is great. It is very fast-paced, and it is a lot of fun. So that's my opening thought. A very fun movie. A wild ride.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
These are my sound bites. A literal thrill ride, visually stunning, heart-pumping, to essentially be a 2-hour car chase but not lose momentum, not lose attention, not become redundant or boring or tedious, is a testament to what a masterpiece this film is.
Boom.
And I love the lore of Mad Max. This loner, this stranger that wanders the wasteland and always comes across these new characters and new places and just kind of gets thrown in the mix of whatever's going on between, whatever they've got going on. It's a very cool genre. It's a cool trope for movies in general. I dig it. So, but yeah, and like you said, to come, this long after the original, well, the last one, the third, and just deliver on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders, pun intended.
We're gonna have
a lot of these car jokes.
A lot of automobile puns.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. This is a high octane episode, boys.
We're gonna shift into high gear. For
See
this
that?
one.
Look at that.
And now you're all playing with power. Oh no, that's the Power Glove for Nintendo. That
I get
doesn't
a full
work at all.
tank.
There you go.
Hey, yo, thanks to Rob Pattinson.
Your face.
Don't pull out, Rob. Oh, no, pull it out, Rob. Pull it out.
Pull out, Rob.
I'll send him your way after he's done with
Thank
me,
you.
okay?
Oh my God.
Pull out, Brian. Go ahead.
Scapey.
Gaby.
This movie was literally a fun, wild ride. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie about 10 years ago and being blown away by what I saw, and then waiting impatiently to see the movie itself and hoping that it lived up to that amazing visuals, to those amazing visuals from the trailer. And it did. It definitely did. I remember talking to my coworker Paul about it, and we both said that at least 5 Australian stuntmen had to have been killed while making this movie.
For sure.
The action sequences were that crazy. And speaking of crazy, I didn't mind that Mel Gibson wasn't playing Max this time. Mel did a really good job as Max, but he was starting to age out of the role, and his, at the time, behavior off screen was starting to mirror his Riggs character, so it was time for a change, and I thought that Hardy did a fairly decent job when he was on screen. But it was definitely Furiosa's story, and I was more than fine with that. Love Charlize Theron. Love her character. She's so cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing Anya Taylor-Joy's take on the character in a week or so, because that's when the new movie comes out. And there's definitely more stories from this wasteland to be told that I'm looking forward to. So I hope there's more.
Cool.
Yeah, I love this movie. It's I think it's one of the best action films in the last 20 years. It's fucking phenomenal. The fact that he storyboarded the whole thing before even writing any dialogue.
Yeah.
The fact that he filmed it in black and white and then turned it into color.
Yeah.
Just adds to this really gritty, fun, interesting. It's a visual set. It's all visual.
Oh, totally.
The movie's visual. There's dialogue, but it's the visual.
Yeah.
And it's never boring to look at,
Yeah.
even when there are slow parts, because everything's so cool. You know, when you realize it was black and white, and you see how he did the color, and their eyes pop off the screen.
Totally.
And it's super engaging, and I never get bored. I always have fun when I watch this movie.
Same.
It's become one of my favorite films. Fantastic film.
All right.
Cool.
Very nice. Shall we get to categories?
Yeah, you got a
Let's
favorite
do it.
scene? Favorite scene?
Well, besides the opening, when he eats a lizard, which is cool, and
A
then
two-headed lizard.
Yeah, why not, right? And
Yeah.
just jumps right into action. It looks like it picks up
like
right
Doublemint.
where the last Mad Max movie left off. And even though it's a more modern film, it looks like it blends right in with the other ones. That's the visually, that's what you were saying, Tito, and it just doesn't stop from there. And the first assault from let me see. I gotta get the names right. The head bad guy there. I had it written down.
Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe, toe cutter from the
From the first one.
evil or toe cutter, as I call them. When they begin their first attack and they're all riding out, I love the drum line playing on the truck and the real Australian rock star
the
with
doof
an
wagon.
actual guitar with
The doof.
flames. Just them basically starting the chase. I just love how this film opens, how it begins, and that's again, there is a middle and an end, but it just feels like it's one big beginning.
Yeah.
And then it stops.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
That makes sense. What I like about the Mad Max films, and I love this series, is besides the first one, you don't really know when any of this is happening.
Right.
This could have happened before the first one, the second one maybe.
Yeah.
Or in between the second and the third. The third could have happened before the second. You just don't know. There's just this wasteland. It's been this way since his wife and son died, and now it could be whenever.
Right.
And that's what I really like about these stories. They can really pick up anywhere and be fucking insane.
Yeah, it's a world where you can start anywhere at any point with anyone, and I like that. I like how it's loosely kept that way, so you can just keep going. Not retcon a bunch of different things like another franchise that'll remain nameless. Mini-chlorians. Derek.
I had the introduction of the Citadel and Immortan Joe. The setup for that whole world was very cool. The initial pursuit, like you said, the sandstorm, fucking crazy scene. That scene gets me every time. I put the death of Joe, but I actually think the death of the bride, one of his brides, that scene is intense,
Splendid.
not only just seeing that, but than the the reactions from the other girls, and then the interaction between Max and Furiosa.
Yeah,
where
did you see it?
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's like. Yeah, she went under. Like he says it twice, and he says it to her, and she makes the call. Like no, drive on then.
Yeah.
And the girls they don't understand it. They can't understand why she wouldn't turn around, and it's just like so much emotion, and it's like just awesome acting.
Cool.
Yeah, that's another thing
Great
he does
scenes.
really well. As much as like Max is a lone character, every movie he's had.
He's
a
had an
group
interesting
of people, or someone that needs him, and these really interesting characters with him throughout the entirety of the film that depend on him. They seem to be getting more out of the experience than he is, which I like. You got a favorite scene?
Of course I do. As fun as the long chase in the desert is, I really like the beginning of the movie, like Derek said, when Max is brought to the Citadel for the first time to be Nux's blood bag, and just to see the inner workings of the Citadel and some of its weird, inbred, mutated inhabitants.
Right.
Like the Milk Mothers, the War Boys, and Morton's quote-unquote children, and how they all fear and worship Imortan Joe, and the power of the V8 engine, and even the doctor in the Citadel is called the organic mechanic. I love that. Everything revolves around machines. Because I put signifying how they cherish machines and things that move, and any scene that expands on all the world building is just fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to be in George Miller's mind, man. It's
he is
like
a sick warlord.
George Miller?
No. Imortan Joe.
Yeah.
Like when he's up there and he's talking to the people about not becoming
addicted to water. Yeah.
Like, fuck you asshole. But genius.
Yep.
That's a bad guy. A bad
it
guy
is.
right there.
Yeah, he's brainwashing him. I'm protecting you by only giving you a little.
Drink my milk.
He's the worst. I mean, you got all
He's
that
like the
water.
George
and
Jones
fucking
of the
drinking breast
apocalypse.
milk.
Yeah, drink the Kool-Aid.
It's good.
Drink the titty milk.
I love that part. It sounds like, oh, it's good.
It's
like, yikes.
It's like,
Yeah, that's why you're like that. So the scene where Splendid dies is a really intense scene. But
It is,
the second when you think she's okay, when he shoots her the thumbs up, I fucking love that part.
Yeah.
Because you think it's good. And it's kind of stupid and generic because he just looks back and shoots her a thumb up.
But it's like a half-hearted thumb up,
Yeah,
too.
right. You're
That's
like,
what I
oh, he's got a
love.
heart. Yeah.
He just doesn't know, but he doesn't know how to express it. He's
okay,
like,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're
Absolutely.
good. Oh, wait, no, you're not. No.
Love it. My favorite scene, I gotta go when Max and Furiosa fight, but he's still connected to Nux.
Oh yes.
I absolutely love it, and I love the way the fight ends with Nux loading the gun, and he takes the 3 shots into the sand, and it makes this great sound, and it looks so like choppy as he's like the picture is almost like skipping, and then it just ends. I absolutely love that part, but I think the fight choreography in that scene is really, really fun.
It is,
and I like how he incorporates Nux into the fight because they're connected to each other.
I also like how he has to get the headgear off, and he's filing the back of that
Filing
damn
the
thing
thing,
while doing
like all
it
day.
is.
That and like the opening, I really like the part when he wakes up and he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, and he's just running around.
Yeah, he has no idea where he is.
So intense,
and he almost falls out of the top of the Citadel.
That's like you realize right off the bat, like, oh, this is gonna be nonstop.
Yeah.
This
God, being
entire
tied to
fucking
the
movie.
front of the car, and he's like, just,
Oh yeah.
he doesn't look scared. He looks really annoyed
He's
that this is
pissed.
happening.
Yeah,
He's so jaded. He's not afraid.
Well, and then when he sees his car,
He's
they're
pissed.
driving his car, and he's like,
first day you take my blood and then my car. What next? He's so frustrated.
Mark, you got anything that doesn't work for you?
So it's not that it doesn't work, because I really do like this movie. This is just a very personal thing for me, and it's somebody else playing Mad Max. And it's not even a reflection on Tom Hardy, because much as I give Tom Hardy shit, I actually think he's great in this movie. But there are some movie icons where, for whatever reason, I don't mind if other actors play them, like a James Bond or a Dracula, or a superhero. But there are some, say like Indiana Jones, Snake Plissken, and Mad Max, where it just doesn't feel 100% right to me because somebody else is taking on that role.
Yeah.
And I understand that they originally wanted to do this back in 2003, and Gibson didn't want to do it because he was all into Passion of the Christ at that point, and he didn't want to do it later because he just felt he had outgrown the part. So this is no reflection on the movie or George Miller or Tom Hardy. This is a very personal preference of mine, and I have a hard time with somebody else picking up a mantle of a character iconized.
That don't make no sense.
If that is a word
It's
by
so well
a certain
established
person.
by
Freddy
Mel
Krueger
Gibson.
is the prime example.
Sure.
When somebody else tried to play Freddy Krueger, it just did not work. And I don't know if it's because, like, with superheroes or horror icons like Dracula and Frankenstein, they were books first and there were other mediums on them. So other actors can play Dracula and it doesn't bother me. Even something like James Bond, because it was originally a book first, doesn't bother me either. But again, if you were to tell me somebody else was going to play Indiana Jones in the next movie, or I wouldn't want that. And so it's very hard to, not very hard, because it's still a great movie, but in the back of my mind, I can't help but think, God, I wish I was watching Mel Gibson, because it's just, trilogy was just a part of something I loved as a kid. It's hard to see anybody else doing it.
Does it make it easier for you to swallow knowing now that he's not really the focus of the movie? There's more Furiosa's story,
which is why
and
the
he
movie,
kind of, like we said,
I was going to say that next.
quote unquote takes a backseat.
The reason why it's not a huge issue with me is because he is on the back burner.
I think that's what made it easier to
and
swallow
it's
for a lot of
easier
people.
than to just do a Mad Max movie and have Tom Hardy be Mad Max, and it was centered on him. I think I would have a more difficult time with that. Other than that, no, I don't really have any gripes with it. I think it's a fun movie.
I wasn't a fan of seeing the older women, Valkyrie and the Keeper of the Seeds, killed. It doesn't diminish anything from the movie. It's a personal preference, like you just said. Like I would rather not have seen that, because
I wonder if all of ours would be like more personal preference, because mine
be.
I
Right.
feel the same way. But I feel the same way, because they introduced them so quickly and then they all
left so quickly.
But they have like a really lasting impression on the film in such a short period of time.
And it's really the truth with like pretty much all the characters. They like even like some of the bad guys.
Some of the war boys that
yeah.
they give personalities to.
Right. And I also see, now I'm the opposite with Max. Him being predominantly mute for the film, I wish that he had more lines. I wish that there was more for him to do. I didn't mind Hardy because he at least was trying to act like Mel Gibson.
Sure. No,
like,
he was good in this. Don't get me wrong.
There were tics like just some of the expressions, the eyes and stuff that he made, and it was he was trying, and I appreciated that. Like I don't like it when an actor steps into a role and just tries to make it their own, and it's like no, because like you, it's important when something is canonized. It's or iconized. Is that
I said
right?
iconized, iconicized, something like that.
The enormity of their flat brain. The enormity of their stupidity is just overwhelming.
Right.
All of them work.
No, but like, I mean, if you have a series that has a main character and you've seen the same person play them, it does. It's jarring when you see someone else take over. But with this, at least he didn't try to like change anything. He didn't try to go off in his own direction. He stayed true to that character.
So
absolutely.
I feel a little bit different, only with like the sense of humor that Hardy has in this, where Mel Gibson's sense of humor in the earlier films are more like dickish. Like he's a fucking prick. Where Tom Hardy's sense of humor is kind of silly, a little bit foolish. Like a thumbs up out the window.
Sure.
Like Mel Gibson's not like that. Max isn't doing that.
No, but that Max through 4 movies and slowly going
He's
insane.
been through some shit.
Possibly.
That's how I view it.
That's what I was saying.
Okay,
the character is evolving.
It was more of an evolution. It was like he's been through all this shit. Obviously, there's portions of time that take place in between these movies, and he's not with these groups.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just him, and you almost think maybe like. If he had a volleyball in the passenger seat, he'd start talking to it on the Castaway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's definitely got time to reflect.
I just put I'm hard pressed to come up with anything that doesn't work for me. I pretty much love this film from start to finish.
Nice.
I'm sad to see Splendid die. I don't like it. But it works for the movie.
It does.
If she didn't die, I'd be cool with it though.
Yeah.
But really, the only thing that really gets at me every time I watch this movie is the ghost that he sees.
The little girl.
I want to know where they came from.
Right.
That's the only thing that bugs me. Every time I watch the movie, and I Google shit all the time, and I actually Googled it recently, and I was like, oh, there's a backstory to this little girl that they wrote, and it kind of answered some questions for me, but none of that stuff was in a movie.
Yeah, it wasn't explained.
Yeah, so that's one of the few things when I watch this movie, I love it. Except for, like, you know, you see Toe Cutter's eyes pop out of his head in the flashback, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. That's a reference to the first film. But the little girl, the guy with the dreadlocks, and you're like, who the fuck are these people?
Right.
But yeah, that's about it. That's it.
I think it's like little things, but
I saw this in the theaters, and typically any movie I see in the theaters, I find hard to like one way or the other. I usually might take another viewing. This I saw in the theaters and was like, that's the fucking best movie I've ever seen. I fucking love this thing. I got to see it again.
Yeah.
And those happen, but for the most part, I see a movie and I'm like, yeah, I think I like this. I wonder what happens when I see it the second time. This is just like, boom, this movie fucking rocks.
I can't wait to see it another time.
Yeah, right. Does anything work for me?
Yeah, the pace of the movie. Again, we've talked about it. It's just it just accelerates and does not stop. And that's what I like. If you're going to give me a movie that's, 2 hours and how many minutes long, make it work, and they do. They make this movie work by just constantly going with just a few moments to catch your breath, but not a lot of time.
I think it's just over, like maybe a couple of minutes over 2 hours.
Yeah, it just says 2 hours on the IMDb.
Yeah, it fucking flies, man.
It does. It does.
By contrast of the last film that we did, John Wick, that extra 45 minutes, I feel when I watch that movie, if you threw 45 minutes onto this movie, I might think, like, you need to relax, George Miller. like, you know, but like...
Save it for the fifth film.
Yeah, like a 2 hour movie like this is just... And it gives you, again, like the last movie for me that killed me a little bit. Even though it's this fast-paced fucking ride the entire time, it gives the audience a chance to breathe with certain moments in the film, whether they're heartfelt or when they meet the women in the desert and have these small conversations. It just gives you a chance to kind of collect yourself and then get right back into the fucking action.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that about the film for sure.
It's a pit stop. It's these little pit stops, and then right back on the road.
We are doing this all night. Okay.
We are. Oh, yeah, bringing it back.
All right.
Stay in your lane.
The on-screen duo of Max and Furiosa, I loved their chemistry because it's not necessarily like a sexual tension or anything like that. It's just, you know, these two strong people.
And they didn't get along.
Right, right.
Which is
they have to find a way to get...
A testament to how good of an actor they are.
Right.
Where off screen they weren't that friendly.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Joe and the War Boys, I loved all those characters. That, like, it's just really cool. And this idea of, you know, this is the next thing that Max stumbled upon was this Citadel and what's going on with, like, the bullet farmer and you know,
the people eater,
right? Gastown, and let me see, the whole way of life for these guys was cool and built on the original's framework very well. And like I said, I really liked Hardy's nods to Gibson's performance. I dug.
Nice. Yeah. I've got basically the characters, the action, the driving, the crashes, the writing, the direction, everything. Everything works for me in this movie. It's almost a perfect film.
It's a plethora of perfection.
It kind of is.
A plethora.
So
it's kind of the driving theme of this movie here.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Everything is perfect.
All right, let's pump the brakes. Tito.
I got nothing. Nothing's coming to my head.
Nothing works for you?
No, I'm thinking of car shit. Oh, but like nothing. You guys are going so quick with it. I'm just like car thing.
Oh, Tito, you're such a lemon.
Oh yeah.
Well, see? Huh?
That was not funny.
A lemon is a bad.
deep
I know
one.
what a lemon is.
Oh,
yes.
okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
It's a piece of crap.
I've owned a few.
It's a piece of crap.
What really worked for me, Furiosa and Nux. Charlize Theron is phenomenal, and I think that Nicholas Hoult is really just awesome in this movie.
He's kind of an underrated actor, isn't he?
Because, in general, yeah.
You got to think of like all the stuff that he's done, and I can't really think of anything bad that I've seen him in.
Well, it's weird. He gets these roles like he plays Beast in those earlier X-Men movies. And Beast is, I don't know that he's necessarily a fan favorite.
I like Beast.
He plays the role well, but there's so many other X-Men you'd rather see.
I'll get back to that on my geek flag, so for sure.
Okay.
But if he's not good and Charlize Theron aren't good, then I just think it kind of falls flat. And as good as I think Tom Hardy is in this movie, again, he has like 5 lines the entire film, so they're really carrying a majority of this film.
Yeah.
And I'm invested in Nux. it breaks my heart that he doesn't make it till the end and get to be with that's Rachel Keogh's character, I think, the redhead.
Yeah.
Riley.
Riley Keough, excuse me. Because I like, we worked with a Rachel Keough. That's why
I was gonna say that sounds
from RHD. Yeah. Shout out Rachel Keough.
Yep.
Witness her.
Yeah, but right. I'm totally invested in this guy. He's likable immediately.
Yes.
Even when he's trying to kill Furiosa or get the girls back, I still kind of root for him a little bit because Dux is a likable character.
He's got a humor about him.
He definitely does,
Yeah.
and he's fantastic in it. The lack of dialogue, I think, is also really fantastic. The ability to make this film and not have very many words in it and still be interesting. And I did not grow up in the age of film without dialogue, so for me, that's pretty amazing. I only watch Mad Max movies and Lethal Weapon movies. I struggle watching, and Braveheart, I struggle watching new Mel Gibson films. He makes a movie, I try to watch it, I start watching it, and then I'm just like, nah, can't do it. He's just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's not in it made me really want to see the movie. I would still see the movie if he's in it. I don't know how much I would love it if he was, just because my Mel Gibson was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And newer Mel Gibson just doesn't hit for me like he used to. I don't know. Maybe I would still love it, but I think the lack of him in it makes me actually really enjoy this film more.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I've tried to watch a bunch of newer Mel Gibson stuff, and I'm just like,
Fat Man.
When he's on screen, I'm just
Fat
Man's awesome.
I don't.
Fat
really,
Man was good.
Fat Man.
Yeah, I don't enjoy
really
this
good.
guy anymore.
It's one of the. I would have to see it. I mean, I want to see it, but I would have to see it before even attempting to agree or disagree with you on it. I mean, it's,
honestly, if they when I heard that it wasn't going to be Mel Gibson, I was like, oh, you can't make that movie.
Yeah.
I thought instantly. Like,
No, they
you
pulled
can't
it off,
make it,
totally.
But they did. Yeah. If he had been in it, I absolutely would have saw it opening night. Does anything? Oh, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Words not so good for Tito. Best favorite quotes? You got any good quotes?
Me fail English.
I got
English. That's impossible. Shout out Ralph Wiggum.
Witness Ralph.
I'm in danger. What is it? My cat's breath smells like cat food. Ralph Wiggum quote. No, here we go. Hope is a mistake if you can't fix what the problem is. How did I write this? Oh, here we go. Hope is a mistake. If you can't fix what's broken, you go insane. And my other one is out here, everything hurts. I love that quote. Out here, everything hurts. And it really looks like it does. It does not look like a place where there is anything remotely refreshing or tasty or...
Oh, you don't like two-headed lizard?
No, I don't. I wouldn't eat two-headed lizard. You know, I'd just
It's Australian doublemint.
Yeah.
That's not a lizard.
Double your pleasure.
That's a lizard.
That's not a lizard.
Those are my two. What do you got?
I got Oh What a Day, What a Lovely Day.
That's a great one.
I got when Joe's talking to Nux. He's telling him, as far as Furiosa, he's saying put a bullet in her skull, stop the rig, return my treasures to me, and I myself will carry you to the gates of Valhalla. And Nux says, "Am I awaited?" And Joe says, "You will ride eternal, shiny and chrome."
And then he fails.
And then
mediocre.
Mediocre.
You had one job. Chrome lips.
And my last one is, he's a crazy smeg who eats Schlanger.
Schmeg.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf, yeah.
Schmeghead.
Yeah. I, of course, have been just saying it for the last few minutes. Witness me.
Yep.
I've got also the you will ride eternal, shiny and chrome, and how much more can they take from me? They got my blood, and now it's my car.
That's good. I like I live, I die, I live again.
Yeah, there's so many quotes in this movie. It's
my main quote,
awesome.
though, is I laugh hysterically when he says mediocre. I think
me
it's
too.
just a fucking such a well-delivered line.
Yeah, and it sums it up in one word, too.
Yeah, right.
It really
like,
does.
oh, what a fuck up. Yeah.
He sees Nux fuck it up. He's a mediocre. Nux starts banging his head like, oh.
That's why I root for Nux. I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted him not to fuck up, too.
Yeah,
I was like,
but
all right,
then
Nux
I didn't want...
is going to get his thing. Yeah.
But I didn't want Furiosa to die.
You don't.
Yeah.
How could I miss
Pike her in the spine. Keep her alive for you.
Right.
Keep her breathing. No. Put a bullet in her head.
Too long, too short. What's missing? What don't we need?
It's not too long. It's not too sure. It's fine. It's fine. Fine the way it is. I don't think it needs anything. I don't think it's missing anything. It's too much fun. It's too much fun to get critical about. It's just a great watch.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Even if you're in a bad mood, it's going to put you in a good mood pretty quick.
It's a fun aspect.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for that one.
I put no. It's long, but it's captivating and doesn't feel too long, and it's on point, start to finish. There's nowhere in this movie where I'm like, they could have done without that, or that wasn't a great scene. Like, no, fucking fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. Even the scene when they're literally stuck in the mud has something going on. All the tension with the bullet bomber probing in the darkness, with the guns.
Well, you welcome it because you've been going and going.
It's true. It's a little bit of a break.
Bathroom break. Nice.
Yeah, but you don't want to take a bathroom break.
No, but it's like a bathroom break on a car ride.
So you piss in a Gatorade
Yeah,
bottle.
you piss in a Gatorade bottle.
What are you doing? Just
that's
probing.
What that is.
Right.
Okay.
It's green, too.
It's
like
pickle
Shrek's
juice, Tito.
piss.
Pickle juice.
You should see a doctor, bro.
Pickle brine.
Your fucking pee's green.
This is like Shrek's piss.
Schlanger.
All right, Schmeghead.
I put it's perfect. The movie literally barely slows down, and it's just one long wild ride.
Yeah, as Brian would say, there was no fat on this movie.
There is no fat on this movie.
It is fucking lean.
No fat.
It is mean. It is fucking driving a
wrecking
car,
machine.
cars and things.
Yeah.
Cars and action.
Car pun. Insert car pun.
This movie just cruises along.
Oh, see? I can't do I'm an idiot. I'm failing tonight. I can't do it. Insert car pun.
It's all right, Tito. We brought you along for your looks.
I think it's as perfect as it can get.
I agree.
For a film.
Especially for a fourth film. Let's acknowledge that this is the fourth film in a franchise. It's very rare that one of those come off close to perfect.
Yeah, and especially one that came out like so long after the last installment too.
Yep.
This was like a good run. This came out. Force Awakens. I really like Force Awakens. That came out.
We haven't done Force Awakens yet.
No, we haven't.
That was a really good one. And then Creed came out, and I love the Rocky series, and I was like, this is gonna suck.
We have two movies for the next series.
Not suck.
I think Ted came out around this time too, as far as comedies go.
Yeah, there was some good
there was
resurgence of films in this time.
Yeah, well, it was pre-pandemic too. People were still going to the movies.
That's true.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's true.
Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee?
Oh man, at first my choice was Peter Cushing. Christopher Lee as Immortal. I can't say
Imortan Joe. That was my pick. Yeah,
but I feel like Peter Cushing doing mediocre. I feel like, and him just hanging around a bunch of obese women with milk getting drained out of them by just sitting there, all Englishy, like, I've got a good thing going here.
Pinkies up.
Yes, look at the milk coming out of those grandiose women, those robust specimens of mine. And young Christopher Lee as Mad Max. That would be fun. Seeing him growling as he's strapped to the car. How dare I take my car? That's where I'm going.
Just like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, eating a lizard. That's two-headed lizard smashing.
Mine was Lee as Imortan Joe.
Okay, I have.
Wait. And my girl as Furiosa.
Oh, you?
Oh no!
It's just the mustard, sir. That bitch. Yeah, get her out of my life.
I got all this gasoline to give you.
It's only the gasoline, sir.
I shaved my head, I did. Get on this truck or get off the truck. I got gas to deliver, you wanker.
I'd love to pop her trunk.
Oh, God.
Just randomly screams
Oh,
at
my
people.
God.
She screeches louder than the brakes. Jesus.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Derek has to fight. This is going to be great.
Her rotors are ground.
Ground down.
Yeah.
You know what really grinds Derek's gears? There's no Una in this movie.
Mediocre.
It's only mediocre, sir.
She would be a great Imortan Joe.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Pure evil.
Can you imagine if they cloned her and she was all the old women in the desert? It's like about a half a dozen Unas.
Oh, stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
I can't get out. Wow.
That used to be a satellite. They said everybody had shows back then.
There it is.
There you go.
All right, so I'm going different. I put Peter Cushing as the bullet farmer, the guy who gets blinded when the war rig is stuck in the mud. I don't know. I could just see Peter Cushing wearing a wig of bullets.
Bullets
like a judge.
Everywhere. Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I like that scene too.
Yeah.
Just screaming.
What if you hit the
shooting.
wives? I'm just probing.
Yeah.
Bang, bang. And that part where he says, "Sing, brothers, sing. I am the conductor of death. Sing." And he's firing off the pistols.
That is a great scene.
I can totally picture Peter Cushing doing that, having a lot of fun.
I would have liked more of him. I actually flipped it because I think I like Christopher Lee as the bullet farmer. I would go Peter Cushing as the gas farmer.
Oh, yeah?
Them as being the brothers.
Ooh.
They can each be a brother.
Yeah.
Because I just like the way. I think this movie's cast so perfectly.
All
But those
this
two guys,
for a
I could.
family
we could switch
squabble.
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Christopher Lee is
Yeah.
that guy then. Yeah, maybe I do like yours.
Mom liked you best.
What?
Brothers, you know, that's
I had a brother, and he was perfect.
Yeah, perfect in every way.
Would this make Mark's rotation?
Oh,
Absolutely, of course.
I put absolutely, yes.
I believe so.
it does.
It's almost too good, but yes.
It's not shitty enough. Would it go in Mark's?
The problem is that you wouldn't be able to watch this
I
while
was
you're
just going to
doing
say
something.
that. This isn't something you could have on in the background
So
because this is a very visual movie.
it goes into my rotation if I'm doing like a Mad Max festival or one Mad Max movie a night. I will definitely watch this one, but I generally go back to the other three. I would go back to the other three.
This isn't one that you would just throw on
more so
for the hell of it.
No, because I'd want to watch it.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I throw it on just to
watch
it?
Yeah.
I probably
like not in order.
Yeah.
Pe-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would be more likely to do it if I did a whole marathon.
Oh, okay.
But it wouldn't, I'm sure there will be a time again.
See,
when
I
it's
could
like,
watch this one
wanna
over
watch
the
that
other
movie.
three.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of like this one over the other three.
that's fine.
If I had to rate them, which maybe we should.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys a dark secret. I watched Thunderdome
With Robert
I
Pattinson.
love Thunderdome.
a lot. I watched Thunderdome more than any of them.
It's a Tina Turner thing, isn't it?
Once
what's
again, the
love gotta
third
do with
one,
it?
Yeah.
third installment is my favorite.
Yeah. Master Blaster.
I watched that one.
Two men
into
enter, one man leaves.
I know, that's a tough call, man. I think they're all great. I do. I think they're all great and equally good. I'll go for any.
I'm the brain, he's the brawn.
Thank you, Yakko.
United States, Canada, Mexico,
Oh,
Panama.
boy.
Da, 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 da.
Me and
Oh,
my
you got
big
me.
one. Of course, it's my own fault. I opened
Australia,
up
Australia, Australia,
I opened
Australia.
up this can of worms.
Everything wants to kill you.
It does. Out here, everything hurts.
It's true.
Whatever happened to?
Oh, whatever happened to George Miller's Justice League?
You fucker! You stole my fucking.
Did I really?
Whatever
man.
happened to?
I hate when that happens.
I didn't think anybody was going to do this one.
I know what happened, but
Yeah.
what happened? Why not come
I
back?
mean-
Why not bring it, with the popularity of superheroes rising in 2012? And I don't know. I feel like George Miller should have taken another shot at it. I would love to
I didn't
see.
like his cast.
I don't care.
Oh, you didn't like
I
his
would
cast? I
love
like
Some
his
some of them I did. Some, but not.
I like this guy.
Yeah, but you don't like the cast of half of who they cast, and then you end up loving more than half of them when you see the movie.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
It's not
What are you
all of
talking
them.
about?
Brie Larson, Rob Pattinson, right? You're not thrilled. A lot of people weren't thrilled with Ben Affleck as the
True.
baddie
I
man,
guess that's
and
right.
there he was,
I was
right?
not one of them. I love.
But you don't know if you could have been won over. By
I would not have been won over
No,
by
well,
Armie Hammer
You don't know.
or DJ Catrona.
you
Oh,
don't
with
know.
Superman. He looked like a Superman.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Superman.
No.
We have
I
to
don't
see
give a
the
shit
movie.
about Superman.
DJ Qualls?
Yeah.
Oh,
That would have
DJ
been
Qualls.
great.
They would
Superman.
have great Superman.
That's mine. Sorry,
Can I
Tito.
eke in on this one?
Get
though?
in on this one.
Let me jump
hop
in because
hop on.
I wonder too, and I think they were making a documentary about what happened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it ever came out, but right, the guy who plays Toe Cutter and Morton Joe is going to be Martian Manhunter. Megan Gale, who is
Is
the Valkyrie,
Valkyrie.
was Wonder Woman. I thought the cast looked really cool. I liked the story or the idea that they had. They were never going to leave their costume. They were going to be in costume the
All the
entire
time.
film.
Yeah.
They were never going to be their
I'll
alter
bet you
egos.
it would have been an awesome
And they were gonna-
superhero movie with Apocalypse and Darkseid.
Just Brainiac, all this fucking whatever. No, Jay Baruchel, which seems like an odd casting, was going to be. Is it the guy that Adam Pascal.
Mr.
Muscle. Pedro Pascal played him in the
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, he was going to be Maxwell Lord.
I don't know why they're putting Maxwell.
Jay Baruch?
Yeah, it was going to be Maxwell Lord, and it was going to be this crazy fucking insane story, and they never it was going to be the fucking Justice League of Furiosas, just nonstop the whole movie, and I would have loved to have seen
I would have loved to have seen it too.
What do you got? Whatever happened to him?
Bruce Spence as Jebediah the pilot.
That was the other one I was thinking. I love that guy.
Yep. There's a possible
gyro captain.
Yeah, there's a possible shout out to him.
Yeah, with the
there's
skull,
a skull with the goggles. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Over Max.
Dead!
Yeah.
When he's tied to the front of the car, there's a skull right above his head with pilot's goggles and a leather helmet.
Like almost implies
he died.
He came across them as well.
Yeah, and didn't make it.
End very well for him.
That bums me.
He didn't have his snake with him.
Right.
Aye.
It's a bloody Sheila.
I put whatever happened to Mel Gibson. He used to be a big thing, but he almost completely destroyed his career with his domestic abuse charges and anti-Semitic rants.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yep.
He's making a comeback.
So we know what happened.
I mean, he got nominated for an Oscar.
There's a bunch of people recently that we're talking. He needs to be forgiven and let him back into acting.
I love Hitler.
Who doesn't?
He's a good guy.
I mean, there's certainly a road to redemption for everyone.
Well,
including Furiosa.
And I'm not gonna lie. If there were another Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson, I'd see it. If there's another Lethal Weapon movie, I'll still see it. I don't think I'll just forget what he said, but I'll still watch Usual Suspects. I'll see another Lethal Weapon movie.
Sure.
Right.
I'd probably see another Lethal Weapon movie. Also because they were the same age, and that fucking blows my mind.
Neither was really too old for that shit.
Neither was too old for that shit. Yeah.
You're only 46.
Oh, God, that's depressing.
Jesus.
How does it stack up?
Top action, top Mad Max movies, top of everything, really. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Thinking maybe middle top because it isn't a Mel Gibson Mad Max film. But the more we talk about it, the more it's still a solid film, and I can't give it a medium on everything. Again, I've said this over and over. It's just too much fun not to love. Mediocre.
Same, top of the heap on all counts. Max films, post-apocalyptic films, chase films, car films, Hardy films.
Yes,
films.
it's the top of a Tom Hardy film for me. No stupid voice.
No voice at all.
Yeah, that's what. But when he does talk, he's just talking like Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy in the movie.
Tom Hardy. That's what I like.
I put there really isn't a bad Mad Max movie. This one's got to be top. And if I had to rank it, I'd put this one at the top, followed by Road Warrior, Thunderdome, and then the first one.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. That's an interesting order. I like that.
Yep. And like you, I would
4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
No, 2-1. 2-1.
But 4 is still on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And like you, I would
4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
No, 2-1. 2-1.
Yep. And like you, I would
4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
No, 2-1. 2-1.
Yep. And like you, I would
4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
No, 2-1. 2-1.
Yep. And like you, I would
4-3-1-2.
4-3-1-2.
No, 2-1. 2-1. I think they've just gotten better and better. Each one. I'm a fan of Thunderdome.
No, so am I. I'm going. So the twist end at 2 is too good.
Yeah.
So I got to go 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
The first one's too real.
Yeah.
His fucking wife and kid get run over. You're just like, oh, fuck.
And I saw the second one without even seeing the first one. I saw the first one, Road Warrior, in the movies, not knowing that it was a sequel, because at the time they just called it the Road Warrior. There was no Mad Max 2 Road Warrior at the time. Yeah. New Hope, George Lucas. So going into
poetry. Again, it's like poetry. It's sort of they rhyme.
They had like the little, flashback backstory at the very beginning saying what happened to the world, what happened to his family. But I'm like, oh, that's it? Now we're into it. All right, cool. We're on the road. He's a warrior.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then they jump like 500 years into the future somehow.
Yeah.
Insane.
I know.
Like they were just living regular old lives.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a fucking wasteland.
My world is fire and blood.
I'm going to be the boring one. Mine's going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey.
The first movie is
the combination of my luggage.
It is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they're going to make a fifth one for that to be 100% accurate. But the first movie is just so visceral and raw and so like.
It
not
is.
independent, but low, but just the stuff that they could do
I
given
went back
the time
years later
frame.
to
And
watch it, and
I
I
really
agree, it's good.
love how primitive that film looks and just what they could do back then without really a lot of effects. It's a great movie in and of itself, but they're all awesome. There's,
Like I said, there's not one bad one.
wrong way to rate these movies.
Nope.
No, yeah, I don't think any of them are bad. I
Right.
remember being younger and I didn't see one until I was in my 30s probably.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way.
And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
was
This
way
is
later.
the movie?
Yeah.
They're like
It's weird.
paying
Even
taxes.
Though, even though sequels to movies often are like better made films, I always root for the first one. It's like I'll always love the first Evil Dead the best, even though Evil Dead 2 is a better film.
Yeah, it's far superior.
And same with Phantasm. Phantasm 2 is a better made movie, but I just love all the work you see going into the first Phantasm movie.
I like that with Rocky. I don't necessarily. I think there are some other better Rockies in the first one, but how do you beat the first one?
You can't because it was all new, and you can see the movie working itself out. And being a fan of a franchise, and then going back to that first movie and knowing where it's going to lead, I think makes viewing the first film again even more special.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Thank you. I have those.
No,
every
you
now and
too.
Yeah.
You do.
I'm the same with you guys. Tops, action films. Yeah, Hardy movies, Charlize Theron movies, all that shit.
Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic. Yeah, all that. All that.
She really is an awesome actor. I was
She's
watching her
great.
in this movie, and then thinking back to movies like 2 Days in the Valley and Monster, and like how she can just jump and play, and then she can be really funny and like A Million Ways to Die in the West. Very versatile.
She had to wear a wig in Million Ways to Die in the West because of this movie. She shaved
that's right.
she shaved her head.
That's a wig.
You guys telling me that. She transitioned into the action hero very well.
She really did. Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde is really good.
It is. That's really a fun movie.
Well,
she's good in Fate of the Fury.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she was in that one. Yeah.
Well, she really went from like a mid '90s sex symbol to she went beyond that and became like. Didn't mind making herself, look unattractive like in Monster.
Oh, yeah, in Monster.
She went beyond...
Did she get an Oscar for that one?
She did.
I think so, yeah. She went beyond just looking good.
I think she got nominated for North County.
I don't know North County.
Or North Country. Something like that. It's,
North?
It's pretty... Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
She could be in North.
She's great.
North.
She was Bruce
Mr.
Willis in North.
I was always bummed out they never made that second Italian Job movie.
No, same here.
That should have been.
What was it going to be? The Venice Job?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Brazilian Job.
or
The Brazilian Job.
That could have been
Mark
such a
Wahlberg.
great series of
I know.
films. They were
Agreed.
so fun.
They were.
If the movie had a post-credit scene.
I didn't really have anything for either of these. I really liked the way the movie ended, and I couldn't think of one. I was stumped with both of these.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can come up with something.
I just put a hint of what's next for Max. Maybe I love the idea of him traveling the wasteland and coming across all these groups. It's a very like Western feel. It's what happens. It's a trope in a lot of Westerns, and maybe hinting at him like he's walking and he sees something in the distance. It's like, oh, what's next for him?
I've got something similar. I've got Max, after having melted into the crowd at the base of the Citadel, begins to walk away, only to find another V8 Interceptor, like the one he was driving at the beginning of the film, and he takes it and drives away into the wasteland.
Nice.
I was thinking something
because you can't have a cowboy without his horse.
Get his car back.
Right.
Yeah,
I would have liked that too. I honestly, I couldn't think of anything either. I like the idea. It's funny. He's one of those characters. Like I would love to see a happy ending for Max Rapatansky, but the movies probably just won't be as good unless he's just going wherever he's going. Because it's really for him, it's the same old shit.
Yeah,
like everywhere he goes is fucking chaos.
He's got to settle down eventually. You think?
I would hope.
Even Max has to run out of gas.
But
sometime.
it's like everywhere he goes is just. It's their Carpanier. It's Imortan Joe. It's fucking Tina Turner's character in Thunderdome. It's who's that Australian guy who is in the second one that's chasing them?
Oh, the Humongous?
Yeah.
The Lord Humongous?
What's that actor's name? Starts with a W.
I don't know.
Fuck him.
That doesn't begin with a W.
But really, it's the idea of Max being like a loner. Yes, I'm sure he's going insane, but also like everywhere he goes is like, really doesn't matter where you are. People are fucking shit
Right.
under every circumstance. The best of times, the worst, the blurst of times.
What's the blurst
You know,
of times?
people aren't great to each other, and he experiences that regularly. And you know, I'm sure he struggles with being alone, and
Right.
also kind of finds happiness in being alone.
Right.
Well, it's all he knows at this point.
He likes the solitude.
He tried to be happy, and they killed his wife and kid. He probably doesn't want to risk that happening again.
If you, is there a better ending?
No, there is no better ending.
I said the same thing. No.
Yeah, same. I don't have a better ending.
As much as it seems like there's a connection between Max and Furiosa, there's a couple of moments where like they actually look like they're connecting on a romantic level. He's a wanderer and should always stay that way.
Yeah.
I just leave the story the way it is.
I
There's
agree.
Nothing to change.
We don't need to pair him up.
Yeah. I like to see it because you know me.
I do.
I love romance.
It's you do love
well,
romance.
I love romance. And insert car pun here. If you like this, you might also like
car puns.
Last week's episode.
Car wash. Fast and the Furious.
Mad Max, Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome. I'm gonna go Escape from New York.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say Escape
one.
from LA. That's what I love, but nobody else does.
I love it.
I'm gonna. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right. So
Damn
if you-
for real.
yeah.
Put it down then.
Escape from LA. Why not? Hi, Derek Rook. Always gonna say it when I do it because I
He
know
hits
he's
the full
listening.
court shot with no time left on the
that's
clock.
true.
That's right.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Amazing.
That's true.
He's amazing.
I love heroes in apocalyptic settings. What else would I go for? No, not quite apocalyptic, but I would say surviving in a world of monsters. Check out that show From. That's a really good
Oh, the one
freaking
with
show.
Harold Perrineau?
Yes.
Yeah, is it good? Yeah.
Kind of different, and if you like fast cars and obviously Gone in 60 Seconds, the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah.
I put the other Mad Max films: Dread, Drive.
Oh, Dread is good.
John Wick series, Death Race, The Rover, which is a Robert Pattinson film, Duel,
Oh, yeah.
Rambo: First Blood.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there's a slew of westerns: High Plains Drifter, Shane, Hondo, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Just that feel of wandering person.
The Wild Bunch.
The man with no name.
Oh, we're
Right.
talking
Yeah.
solo
Right.
Western. Oh, you need the Sergio Leone movies, man.
That's what he said.
Right.
The good, the bad, and the
a
ugly.
fistful of dollars and a fistful more.
Yeah.
And
Kung Fu.
Once Upon a
yeah,
Time in the
Kung Fu.
West, Kung
Yeah.
Fu, The
Why not?
Incredible Hulk TV show.
Wander the world like Cain.
People who wander the world. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk the earth. What you mean walk the earth?
So I put Mad Max, The Road Warrior, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I'm reading off of Marx's list, apparently. I also
dare you.
put the movie Convoy and the Blues Brothers.
Convoy.
The Blues
Nice.
Brothers.
Oh,
We got
that's
a
good.
little convoy.
Because John
Oh, my
Landis.
God, the song.
Oh, I love that
Because
song.
John Landis, of course.
Right.
Of course. Of course.
Would you want to see somebody else play Axel Foley? No, you wouldn't. So that
No,
goes back.
yeah, that
there
would-
it is
yeah,
right
that would
there.
fuck with
They're
me.
making a fourth one,
Yeah.
and if they put somebody else as Axel Foley, I couldn't do it.
So I'll tell you what kills me about 3 is that Hector Elizondo isn't
Taggart.
Taggart, but he's a fucking Taggart.
Right.
And that shit drives me
But-
How
nuts.
does that work?
It doesn't.
Here's the thing, though. Do you take it out on him because
No.
Taggart couldn't do it? It's
He
not
just-
like
yeah.
they said we don't want. What the hell is his name? John Ashton.
Ashford?
Ashton.
Ashton.
It's not like they're saying, "Oh, we don't want him. We want him." We couldn't get him. Well,
couldn't
we
get him. That's
we
fi-
need somebody.
That's understandable.
But it's not forgivable
I
enough.
still don't like it.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I just don't like it.
Okay.
I get he had other shit to do. I get it.
You got other shit to do?
That Ashford's a busy guy. Ashton. I don't know his
Ashton.
last name.
I don't know what the hell he was doing then.
Nothing. If you like this, so I got all the Mad Max films,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got Fast 5, Edge of Tomorrow, John Wick, and this are like my favorite fucking action films of the last like 10 years, 15 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Nice.
they're the fucking creme de la creme.
I'd like to throw in Blade Runner too. I know we've done a whole
Blade
episode on
Runner,
this,
yeah.
but if you
Absolutely.
missed that episode, you can go back
If
to
you
our
like
episode.
this,
So
you may also like our Blade Runner
yeah.
episode.
But if you missed that one, watch Blade Runner.
Don't get too ahead of yourself.
No, I wouldn't.
Pump the brakes, Mark. Pump the
Sorry.
award for What Are You Doing in This Movie?
Oh man, this was a tough one, but I actually found somebody, and I knew the friggin' bullet farmer looked familiar. It's friggin' Richard Carter, who played the town drunk in the movie everybody loves, The Howling 3, The Marsupials.
Oh, what a fucking
The other one that took place in Australia.
The marsupials. That's really what it's called?
Where are marsupials?
They got
man?
pockets?
They got pouches. Oh, she's
Full of
just
goop?
right.
Full of goo.
Directed
It's
by
full of
Rob
something.
Liefeld. The movie's full of pouches.
Yeah, pouches everywhere.
Yeah,
With
no
flaps.
feet, all pouches.
Yeah, flaps.
That's a real thing. I wouldn't recommend the movie, but that's where I saw him from. I'm like, he looks so friggin' familiar. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Easy there, Kangaroo Jack.
No, Howling 3. The marsupials.
marsupials?
Yeah.
The marsupials.
Yeah, I'll put that on
It
the
comes
list.
out right after Your Sister's a Werewolf.
It does. Yeah. They thought that title wasn't ridiculous enough in the second movie. They wanted to one-up it.
Yep.
Isn't that the one with Christopher Lee? Christopher Lee's in
Your
number
Sister
3,
is
isn't
a
he?
werewolf. He's in number
part
2. He's a
Okay.
werewolf hunter. He went up to Joe Dante and apologized for being in that movie. I'm sorry, Mr. Dante. I don't know why I did that movie.
As he should have.
I put Riley Keough, who plays Capable. She's Elvis Presley's granddaughter, Lisa Marie's daughter. So,
Yeah.
That I did not know.
like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Lisa Marie. Right?
Yeah,
She passed.
I had the same
Yes,
one.
yeah.
That's right.
I had the same one because it was I put this movie introduced her to me, but I didn't know who she was at the time. And right after this movie came out, I saw her on HBO had a series that just started called The Girlfriend Experience.
Oh, yes.
And that was when I discovered that she was in this movie and also Elvis's granddaughter. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
So I went back and I rewatched this movie. I'm like, oh yeah.
And
she
she's
is the
good.
one.
She's
very good.
She's good in it. She
Yeah.
has some chops. So
I'm going to go with the first time I saw this movie. I still love this actress, and I was like, oh, I hope she's in more things. It was Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, she's
I was like, holy shit, Zoe Kravitz is awesome. Put her in everything. Because I love
And
her.
then she became Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the other one too.
With Robert Pattinson.
MVP?
MVP.
My
MVP.
WM, baby. Mine is the friggin' cars, man. Excellent car designs in this movie, and the actors are great. Everything about this movie is awesome, but the cars are super cool, and some great creative, imaginative design work goes into them. That is my shout out.
I put Charlize. She's incredible in this. The character is awesome, hence why it got a spin-off prequel. Max takes a back seat in this, and it would normally drive me insane, but Charlize carries the film and captures your interest in the first 5 seconds of on-screen time. Like,
Yeah.
Good on her.
She's
Nice.
got it. She doesn't.
Not to
got
mention,
it.
I mean, it's Charlize Theron. She's
Yeah.
freaking hot.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, for
I'd-
sure.
Always has
She's
been.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'd
Amazing.
pop her trunk too.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
All right.
A lot of junk.
Threw me.
Not a lot of junk in the trunk.
No.
No.
Plenty
Yeah.
good.
Storage hatch.
Stump and all. I got you. I'm with you. All right.
Can you
Keep the robot arm on, take it off. I don't care. You decide.
Can you change up the attachments on that thing like the guy from Inner Space?
Yeah, she's just fucking rip your dick off like a fucking chimpanzee and
Ow, ow, ow.
beat it on her chest. When she's done, she's a fucking praying mantis.
She mates, then she kills.
Yeah, she just rips it off.
You won't be needing
Hits
this.
herself over the head. That's fine.
There's a movie right there.
You was not Robo.
Error.
Robo Black Widow. Robo Widow 5000, the movie.
Oh, nice.
MVP, Brian?
Yeah, I get like Derek. At first, I was going to say Charlize Theron. It's Furiosa's story more than Max's, and then I was thinking that I should probably pick a Imortan Joe because any bad guy who brings his own heavy metal soundtrack with him, a la the Doof and the Doof Wagon, which is fucking awesome.
I love the Doof Wagon.
So good.
But then I gotta give it up to George Miller for thinking up all this fucking madness in the first place.
Yeah. All the more reason why I want to see a Justice League movie by him. I want to see what he would do, man.
Me too. I'm giving it to George Miller too. So many years after the third one, you don't know what it's gonna be. It's a different time. Like in the time where he made those Mad Max films, it made sense because everything was fucking weird back then.
Right.
And you wonder how it's going to translate, and it's fucking phenomenal. It really is. It's like a breath of fresh air to see these movies. So yeah, I gotta give it to George Miller.
Make more movies.
Yeah.
Make more movies, George. You got.
Well, they're doing another Mad Max, a regular Mad Max, and then after Furiosa. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's 3 movies in development. Other than
with Tom Hardy, right? Didn't he announce he was a part of it?
Yes. Yep.
Because he was a dick to work with, and then he realized he was a dick and apologized to George Miller.
Yeah,
after.
I believe so.
Yeah, good for him, Tom. Way to own up.
Redemption.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, not getting along with a director and putting down a whole race of people is a little struggling. Whatever works. And on that note, is that it? Is that Fury Road,
baby? That's
Fury Road. Highly recommended by the dads.
Yes.
And bringing the series of 4 to an end.
A screeching halt.
You might say. Halt.
Wow, that was good.
That was good.
I was just sitting here for the last minute and a half trying to think of something to say about cars, and nothing. Not a thing.
You want to rank the 4?
It's empty up there.
Well, we kind of already did, didn't we?
Did we rank the 4?
Yeah, we ranked the 4.
Oh, no, we ranked the 4 Max movies.
Do you want to rank the 4 of our
we
series?
did.
Yeah,
Okay, so we did 2 good and we did 2 bad.
That's right.
But
Fury Road.
John Wick.
John Wick 4. Expendables 4.
Madam Web.
No, that's right.
Oh, Madam Web. Yeah, I'm going to go in that order, too. I'm going to say Fury Road, John Wick 4, Expendables 4, and Madam Web.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm going to reverse Expendables 4 and Madam Web.
Are you
So am
really?
I.
Oh, wow. Really?
I would rather watch Madam Web than Expendables.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Hell
I would
no.
rather have
No
fucking
shit.
robot arm fucking Charlie Theron rip my dick off and beat me in the head with it than see Expendables 4 ever again.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're divided.
There it is.
Divided on the ranking,
No.
but we are all in agreement. Definitely see Fury Road.
Yeah.
What's making our geek flags fly, gentlemen? I will start. I started season 2 of Outer Range. First couple of episodes are off to a strong start.
I heard it was good. My buddy Paul saw the first episode as well.
Excellent. The first season's great. It's got that touch of sci-fi, but not overly done, cliched sci-fi and time travel.
This is a Prime series, correct?
It is a Prime
I
series.
didn't see season 1. I got to see season 2.
It's very
an
good.
excellent
Yeah,
show.
Josh Brolin.
You are an actor,
Lily
guy to
Taylor.
guy. Some amazing actors are in this, and Josh Brolin heads the cast beautifully. If you go back to many of the episodes, I've talked about not really being an X-Men fan when I was younger, other than the 90s cartoon. Well, that has changed. I've talked with you, Tito. I've gotten some books from Rubber Chicken. I've been watching, and I have really been getting into X-Men of late.
Nice.
It's been coming. I've been talking to people like Dan Bacon, getting advice on.
So you're
what
reading
things
older
are.
stuff then, right?
I'm
Not
doing the
newer
older stuff. No. I started with rewatching the cartoon, and then picking up like Dark Phoenix and Age of Apocalypse and reading through that. Watching the Claremont documentary again on Prime, the Chris Claremont documentary.
Is there?
There is. Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I was going to watch X-Men 97, but before I did that, Tito, you had recommended Wolverine and the X-Men, and I wanted to get all the older stuff out of the way
quick,
first.
too. It's only like 25 episodes.
I am now watching Wolverine and the X-Men, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it is
great.
also a great series. One season. I'm having a lot of fun getting reacquainted with not only X-Men, but all the Marvel characters that they encounter. Captain America, the Hulk. So
was that like related to Evolution? Was it like a...
It was
no, it was different.
No,
yeah. It had come out around the same time as the Batman series, similar art style.
I gotcha.
Both very good shows and great story. And we talked earlier about not a Beast fan. I am a huge Beast fan, more so because of the cartoons and the comics. I had always been a fan of the Jim Lee stuff, but I was more a fan of Jim Lee and the art than anything else. But I have gotten into X-Men a lot. And I am much more a fan now than I was 5-6 years ago when we started the show. It's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I was exclusively X-Men. It just hit everywhere. It just made so much sense for me.
Pushed all the buttons.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And there were so many characters, it was like, I don't have time for anybody else.
Well, I think that was the problem.
all I can do are the X-Men. I don't have time for you.
I think that was the problem for me when I was younger. There were way too many characters, and I didn't really feel like following them in. It's like I just want to see Spider-Man or Batman or Hulk or Punisher fight. But now, maybe because I'm more into team-ups than I was before, whatever the reason, I'm more a fan. But long story short, so that's been what I've been doing.
Nice.
Watching.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of Josh Brolin from The
Outer Range.
And Chris Claremont and Jim Lee, New York Comic Con 2024 is coming soon, and they released the list, which obviously will be built on like they did last year, and they put out the main frame of guests that they're going to have, and then they keep adding people as it gets closer and closer. There's an awesome lineup. Josh Brolin is the guest of honor.
Oh, nice. I think it was like Chris Evans last year, maybe, or Ewan McGregor.
Chris Evans, Ewan McGregor. Chris Evans was there for a day. Tom Hiddleston too. Like the three of them were the big ones. But they've got Matt Smith and Jodie Whittaker from Doctor Who, Marissa Tomei. They have. I'm looking forward to Mike Flanagan has a panel with Kate Siegel, his wife, Carla Gugino.
Carla Gugino.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Kyle MacLachlan is going to be there. Katie Seagal.
Oh, nice.
Kevin Smith, Jason Lee, and Jason Mewes are going to be there.
Oh, yeah. My wife was telling me that.
Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh, wow.
Denise Richards, Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, and Michael Ironside, all from Starship Troopers.
I watched that like 3 days ago.
AEW heavyweight champion Samoa Joe will be there.
Oh, Samoa Joe was
Twisted Metal.
Right. Yeah. Samoa Joe played the clown.
That's why I know that name.
There's, obviously they're going to have, all the various artists. And then my other big thing, I mean, this I love voice actors. There's going to be some greats: John DiMaggio, Billy West, Phil Lamar, Kate Seagal. So they're probably going to have. So it's going to be a good one. I'm certainly hoping that we go for. We go again. I think we're planning. So
hopefully McFarlane will be there. He wasn't there last year.
I know.
I think his son got married that weekend.
Oh,
but he's always come.
Okay.
Yeah,
and he typically signs for free, which I love about him.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's a really nice guy.
Good. I want to meet him. I didn't get to meet him.
I've never had a bad experience.
I'll have to bring one of my old Movie Maniacs figures that's
still
in the box.
Cool.
That's a good one to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then the other thing I just wanted to mention real quick. I went to the movies with my cousin and saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And,
how was it?
It was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Good.
I
want to see it.
I've seen the first two of this new series. I didn't see the last one. But this movie was incredible, and I have a full review that I wrote on Letterboxd. So
good.
Nice.
All right,
check it out. It's Gotham Geek Dad 37. So, but yeah, it was a good flick.
Cool.
I definitely recommend.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that one.
I do too.
I love anything to do with Planet of the Apes. Love the old series. Love the new series. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one. So cool. Yeah, I'm hearing good things about it too. I've just got one quick thing. We were kind of watching it before we recorded. Last night I discovered on Amazon Prime there's a kind of a docuseries that they have on called The Center Seat, 55 Years of Star Trek. It's hosted by Gates McFadden. It pretty much covers everything from Gene Roddenberry first pitching the series and having it basically being saved and picked up by Lucille Ball through her Desilu Studios, and all the way up through the movies and the first episode of this is really interesting. If you don't know the real behind the scenes stuff, it's quite a story. Yeah, it's like 8 episodes and it covers a lot. A lot of it I knew.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see, like they have like Harv Bennett on it. They have Nicholas Meyer, the director of The Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country, on talking all about their experiences and stuff. So to see them actually do it in their own words is pretty cool.
Yep.
And it's really cool. I encourage any Star Trek fan to check it out. It's on Amazon Prime.
Awesome.
The Center Seat.
We watched some earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. That's interesting about the Lucille Ball thing.
Yeah, check it out.
I got to touch on what Mark was talking about earlier. The only new thing I've been watching, and I've been pretty obsessed with it, is X-Men 97. It just wrapped. Awesome last episode. I don't know where season 2 is going to go, but I'm very excited. It's already basically done, and they've greenlit the 3rd season. And some of the storylines that they've done, and they've always done in like the older, even in the 97 original, the 92 X-Men series, they always got some cool storylines. Some of the storylines in this fucking show are so good. Or ones that I was like desperate to see, either in film or animated. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It's one of the best cartoons I've seen in a long time.
They also just released X-Men 97 comic books. There's a new X-Men.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what they did? I grabbed a few in the earlier on because I think initially they were called X-Men 92.
Oh,
They released
all right.
a few
All right.
issues. X-Men 92 was like a continuation. But yeah, great show. Check it out.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to start that one, which I shall do.
Yeah,
right
same
after,
here. We should do an episode on it.
We should.
It's killer.
All right. Awesome Geek Flag. Great show, everyone. You know, we brought up the past a lot tonight, folks. We brought
sure
up
did.
Now
talking
you-
about
now you have your
Blade
green light.
Runner.
Now you have your green
Now I'm
Yeah.
heading in the right direction.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're in the right lane.
Do I, yeah,
Yield
am
to
I in the
oncoming
right
traffic.
Yeah.
I got a green light to go.
Come on, Mark. Steer us home.
Steer you home.
Right, you're in the right lane.
All right,
Good.
well, buckle up, because
It's going to be a wild ride.
yeah, you know, this is fun. We have a lot of puns. We have a good time, and we definitely have talked
And we
Blade
hope you do,
Runner.
too.
And if you don't, tough. We're still gonna do it.
Yeah. Way to lose those two new listeners, Mark.
I know, one of them's my mom. So, hey, Mom, if you want to go back and listen to more episodes, or if any of you guys want to go and hear, you know, just whatever, Brian, where can they go?
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com, and as Mark said, you'll be able to find all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons where if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to us by hitting one of those buttons to the I keep wanting to say shiny and chrome.
The shiny and chrome buttons.
Shiny happy button.
I subscribe. I die. I subscribe again.
Push that beautiful shiny button.
All right. Yeah, hit one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you will be sure to never miss an upcoming episode. We have a Ko-fi page, and the Ko-fi page is linked to our website as well. Ko-fi is where, if you like us and you want to make a small donation to help keep the show going, it would be greatly appreciated because, as we say, podcasting is not cheap. So please and thank you for that. If you would like to rate and review the show, most importantly, a 5-star rating and a review go a long, long way to help us move a little bit further forward from the rest of the podcast pack. And most importantly, it helps others to find us when they're searching for great geeky content like we hopefully put out for your enjoyment. And with that, I just want to mention that our social media presences are also linked there. Facebook, Twitter, X. Thank you.
Deus Ex Machina.
Deus Ex Machina. Let's start over. Facebook, Twitter, now
Instagram?
X, Instagram, and Tito?
X.
What
Did I mention that?
Yeah,
No,
you already did.
our audio
And our audio is found weekly.
Oh, it's
on
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're on
I
the
listen to it all the
YouTube.
time.
Yeah, yep. So that's pretty much it, gentlemen. So thank you out there, everybody, for listening. And back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, everyone, for listening to us as we come to the end to another annual series of 4. Next week, we're going back to anything goes, anything. We'll be doing anything and all things geek. So if you have
anything
something you want us to review, you know,
Drop us a line.
drop us a line, man. Let us
our
know.
email
Come to our house. Knock
is-
at the door. For
our
the
email
love of
is linked
God,
to the website
review.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're doing a Kate Capshaw episode, right?
Are we doing it? I will be
so.
sick that day.
I'll be sick.
I will be sick.
We're
that
fucking
day.
on everything. If you're not listening to us, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
You're under a rock. We're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Where are you?
You can't
we're
escape
all over the
us.
place. We're
You
in your
can't
homes.
escape us. We're
what
everywhere.
are you doing?
On the air,
Yeah. That's right.
everywhere.
We make traffic
Stop
more
talking to your
bearable.
family and fucking listen to us.
Absolutely.
You know? Paying your bills, whatever the fuck you do.
I couldn't say it any better myself, Tito. With that, again, thank you. Good night. And for 3 geeky dads, I almost forgot. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Now we say good night and keep watching the skies and drive safely.
Oh.
And pull out, Rob Pad.
Fuck you.
Fuck. Yeah.
Look both ways before you pull out into traffic.
Oh,
Look. Words to live by. Or die by.
or die by. Yeah. Well, if you're in the middle of the road, boom. You did. Nice.
I see you did.
I tell you, he did.
What's wrong with you? I say you he
I tell
did.
you, he did.
The Colonel. So, for a joke,
Nah, man, you'll be missed.
Okay.
Oh yeah, jokes.
you know George Romero? No, George Romero. George Miller? No.
I know him.
George Miller.
George Miller.
I know,
Yeah, for
George
sure.
Miller. He's 79 years old. He was 70 when he directed Fury Road. The last time I saw so much vehicular damage done by a 70-year-old was in a CVS parking lot.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Did you write that yourself?
No. Well, I took a joke that existed and I tweaked it.
Okay.
So.
I was like, somebody wrote that.
Yeah,
joke.
but I am thinking about
Sounds like
starting
an
to write.
original.
I'm gonna try writing
some jokes.
Write some jokes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't promise they'll be good.
Well, that's the whole thing,
that's
right?
the-
That's
the-
the
the-
idea.
the
I mean, I'd like to think that I'm a little funny, but you know,
a little punny.
I am not the funniest on this show.
Get him
that's
a
for
little
sure.
punny.
No, that is easily Tito.
Yeah.
Has me cracking up. Has
You know
my
what?
wife cracking up too.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah, she laughs.
Especially with you at this table.
Uh-huh.
I knocked that fucking can of soda right over.
Oh, I thought you meant Sarah laughing makes
No,
you
no.
nervous.
I'm all for it.
You should. You should be if she laughs.
Stacked cans make me nervous.
Yeah.
With Mark around.
Oh, I would.
I saw what he did with the fucking.
Totally. All I did was shut the door. All I did was shut the door. I can't help it.
He walked downstairs and the fucking lighter fell off the thing. I don't know what.
Sweet cans. Holy cans! Why do we have all these cans?
Because they're the little cans.
Oh.
Hey,
This episode brought to you by cans.
He hates these cans.
We love these cans. Look at how many fucking cans we have.
What flavor of Gatorade is that?
This is awesome. This is
the pickle one?
Ecto
green
Cooler?
apple. Green apple.
Oh, green apple.
Yeah.
Is that a pickle one? Do they really make a pickle
Yeah, they
one?
make it like a pickle
Get
juice
out.
Gatorade.
No.
They
really?
then
I bought
they
it
have
once by
a
accident.
they have a mint cucumber too.
Is that the one I
Apparently
was
it's like-
drinking last week? I was drinking a
like
cucumber
pickle
one.
juice is pretty good for you after
It is.
working out.
It is.
Or
It
yeah.
is.
Putting,
Oh.
yeah.
Got a lot of good. The brine. The brine is
Brian.
Brian is high-eyed.
Brian.
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
All right, you ready?
Let's do this. I want to watch. I got to show Tito Birdemic.
No, prefer not.
No, you can wish in one hand and
show
crap in
me
the other,
Birdemic.
Tito.
See which one fills up first.
I can.
You knew the risks when you took this job, sir.
I say let him crack.
10 pounds of
him
crap in a
crack
5-pound bag.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready, Jerry?
All right.
Joke man. This is handwritten, so bear with me. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of
It was the best of Shires. It was the worst of Shires.
No, there's no best of Shire. Fuck off.
It's all Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. What are we doing? Oh,
Where am I?
when we
Who are you?
Who are you? When we involve things were a little hotter than they are. Okay. Okay, so we did too good and we did too bad.
That's right.
But
Fury Road.
John Wick.
Okay.
John Wick 4.
Yep.
Expendables 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on.
Go ahead, sneeze.
Oh no, it went away.
All right.
Okay. And when we
It
started,
crawled back up.